So hello everyone, it's your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the Sephora Best Skin Ever Foundation and the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. Andrea Renee always talks about. I got the shade Deep. It doesn't look that deep to me, but okay. I think this is the shade she uses. I forgot to check the video before I ordered it online. But I have the shade 57Y in the foundation. This retails for 20 bucks. I ended up getting this because they had it I think they had a 30% off sale during the Sephora VIB sale, so I ended up scooping up this foundation. Crap, y'all, I didn't bring a sponge in here. I always forget one thing during the video. It's like just a classic thing for me. But yeah, it retails for $20, but the 30% off, I think it was like 16. It was 14 or $16. I don't remember. Let's read what it says. Okay, so Best Skin Ever Foundation. It is Best Skin Ever Liquid Foundation, delivers a second skin effect and provides lasting hydration while covering imperfections. Its formula is clinically shown to reduce signs of stress, fatigue, and usage over time is proven to make skin smoother, more even, and more radiant. The bottle is made of 30% recycled glass. And it's a medium coverage, natural finish foundation with a long wearing anti-pollution formula that hydrates skin for up to 12 hours and is infused with skincare benefits. So there you go. I don't know about all those other claims. Don't be alarmed, y'all. My alarm is about to go off in like a minute because I have one set for 12 o'clock every day to make sure I get up and do what I need to do. But yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll go get the sponge off camera so that way the alarm won't go off on here, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so get into this foundation now. So I'm probably start off with like 2 pumps. That's what I normally start off with. So let's see. Oh, this looks quite nice. That's actually a decent pump for the first pump. I thought it was gonna come out a little thinner than that. So let's start off with the one pump and see how we go. I did put on primer off camera to try to save us some time, but I know y'all be like, I guess they're gonna be taking. Oh, okay. I feel like it's looking kind of red, even though it says it's yellow, so I'm a little confused. But okay. It does look and feel very skin-like. It's like a product on my hand. Okay. I feel like it's darker than my face is, so I don't know how I feel about that situation. I didn't spot conceal my face like I normally do, so we'll also see how that goes because I don't have any of that on. But yeah. So I hope everyone's week is starting off well. Mine did not start off well. It's nothing good going on here. I had to deal with the people about my grandma's lawn. If y'all don't know, like the suburb she lives in, they're always bitching and complaining about like lawns not being mowed or whatever. But like none of the lawn people ever want to come and like mow her lawn. She used to have a lawn person, but they took it upon themselves to like do work my mom didn't ask them for, and then got mad that she wouldn't pay him for it. But it's like, who asked you to do it? So I think they lied and told the other lawn people that like we don't pay, or like told some lie about us. And because whenever I try to call one of the lawn people that cuts the neighbor's lawn, nobody ever returns my phone call. So I'm like, I think the other lawn people lied. And then the person before that person, I feel like I told you all this story before, but the person before that person was trying to take advantage of her, because if you all haven't been here before, my grandmother has dementia. She's had dementia ever since she moved into this house, and it's got progressively worse over the last 3 years. So like she's owned this house I think 4 years, and like the first year it wasn't that bad, but like the second year she had it, we had to actually have her moving with us because we got to the point where she wouldn't do anything for herself. Like my cousin would send Uber Eats over here to send her food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then on the weekends I would come with stuff that my mom cooks for her and stay with her. But it's like we couldn't do that anymore because, you know, that's an expensive life to live. I'm gonna just put on another coat just so we can see if it's buildable or not. But it looks decent, but it's like I can still see the darkness and imperfections on my cheeks, and I like to cover that up even though a mask is covering it up. But you know, realistically, when this is over, I will obviously be wearing it without a mask, and so I want to see if it can work without a mask. I mean, covering up my cheeks without the mask being there. This is why we're putting on a second coat. but it gives you really nice generous pump, so I do like that. But anyway, back to the story. So the one before that, they were trying to take advantage of her. Like, she well, if you don't know what dementia is, people have memory loss, so their short-term memory is really crappy and their long-term memory is fine. So like, she would pay them, but they wouldn't give her a receipt, or she would lose a receipt, and then they'd come back and say she didn't pay them, and then she'd pay them again. So it's like they would be double dipping. And so when we finally stepped in and did something about that, my mom would tell the lady, like, told the lady, like, you know, cut it a certain length and whatever, and do this and do that. And then they just stopped coming around because they found out they weren't going to be able to take advantage of her anymore once we found out how severe her, you know, memory loss was. So I feel like between those two people lying and telling the rest of the lawn people that, you know, whatever story that they made up to tell to make themselves look better, you know, they're the ones in the wrong. Now nobody will come cut the lawn. I have one friend who comes and cuts every once in a full moon, but I feel like he's tired of like coming all the way out here. And it's like, it is far because he lives by like Midway Airport, and my grandmother's house is like an hour away from my house, and I live pretty close into, I live like in the city basically, and this is like a far out suburb, even though I technically live in a suburb, but the suburb I live in is like in the middle of the city. So you know, okay, it's building really nicely. So I feel like he's just tired of coming out here, and he doesn't want to hurt my feelings and tell me like he doesn't want to have to drive all the way out here, and then our lawn person won't drive all the way out here. So I'm thinking about asking my grandmother's beautician, since she lives in a neighboring suburb, if her lawn person can come out here and just like cut it one time, and then we just pay them, because it's like the grass is really high, and then they always want to give you like fines and stuff if you don't cut the grass. But it's like, if none of the lawn people show up and cut the grass, then what do you expect me to do about it? Like, no one lives here, so nobody's gonna like come out here just to cut the grass. I'm taking the Flower Beauty concealer to use on these eyes. I use the brightening what is it, brightening concealer, I think it's a brightening concealer, or this supercharged brightening under eye tint in Deep from Milani. I've been liking that to try out, so I used that underneath the eyes before we started, and now I'm using this concealer to brighten it up, because I feel like I'm looking quite orange, even though this claims to be yellow undertone. So I'm a bit confused, but you know, whatever, we're just gonna go with it. It's fine. But yeah, so that's the issue I was having this morning after I got off work last night, because I got off at 3:15 in the morning, and I got here I think like 3:45, close to 4 o'clock. But I'm not a person that can go to sleep right away, so you know, I got here like 3:45. I didn't actually go to sleep till like 4:15, and then I have an alarm that goes off during the week because Adriangameover, you all know, is e-learning right now. His dad and I decided he needs to go back to school in August, so in August when the semester starts he will go back, but like right now he's homeschooling. So I have the alarm set off to go off like 5 minutes before he has to start school, to make sure I get up, to make sure he's on the Zoom call like he's supposed to be and all that. So my alarm went off for that, and that's when my friend had texted me at 6 and was like, sorry, I gotta go get my vaccination shot today. And he had already put it off before, because it's like Thursday he was supposed to come and mow the lawn, so then that way I wouldn't get the citation that I did get on Thursday about the lawn. So this suburb just is the worst suburb I've ever dealt with. And then like their water bill is like 1,000,000 times higher than everyone else's, but yet the suburb has nothing to offer. It's like your suburb literally has nothing to offer, yet you're trying to charge all these outrageous prices and trying to come up with all these fees and all these issues. I did find out though that they have a program for senior citizens where you don't have to pay as much to get your lawn mowed, and it's like through the township, so it's like the people are going to come out and they have to like hold on to that contractual obligation. So I'm hoping that they mail the contract sometime by the end of the week, and then we can have that handled. And I'm going to try to coerce my friend into coming out here just to cut the lawn once, just so like it won't grow anymore. But it's like it keeps raining, so like in between the raining I'd have to try to catch him to cut the lawn. So I'm trying to get a couple more options, but it's like nobody wants to call you back when it comes to mowing the lawn, which I don't understand, because it's like, you know, if that's what you do normally, then why is it such a problem to do it for other people? Or are you just trying to stick to like your own client list and that's it? And you don't want any new clients or what? Like, I'm confused about exactly what is going on with that. But when my mom said it, I was like, it makes sense. Because I'm like, it makes no sense for you to turn down money unless somebody told you a lie and said that we don't pay. God handles everything, so you know he can handle that whole situation of them lying when they were the ones in the wrong. I'm not too concerned. Not to mention this ain't even my house. So that's another reason I'm not like super concerned. I mean, I hate that it's like that, but you know, like if that's what people do, then that's what you do. I mean, I don't know. Trying to let the concealer sit for a little bit, but I have a new bronzer to try out, and I don't want to put a cream bronzer on like I normally do, so I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit off camera, and then I will come back and we'll use this Sephora micro blend powder, and then we will do a wear test on all of this. I will be right back. Okay, y'all, so I get my under eye off camera. Now I am back with the micro smooth powder. Since Andrea Renee is the reason I bought this powder, I figured I'd go ahead and use her brush from her Peach and Pearl collection from well, the brand Peach and Pearl. Let me get a mirror so I can start pressing this in the face. So I'm just using her foundation brush to push this into the skin. I found it better to do it with a kabuki brush. I learned this trick from, I believe it was the Fancy Face, who said you should put it on with a brush like this, so that way you get more coverage going on. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Plus with your foundation powder, so I feel like it'll help us along with the coverage that I want, because I'm feeling like I'm still seeing some darkness, and I'm hoping it'll help with mattifying as well. Since I do have to work for like 8 hours, I want to have some mattifying properties going on my face to help with the oil that's going to come through while I'm, well, working. So this is what our face is looking like with the Sephora collection Best Skin Ever foundation and the micro smooth powder in the shade Deep. It looks better on the face than it does in here, because in here it just looks really light and like weirdly orange tone. The same thing with the foundation, like it looked really to me like reddish, like neutralist undertone instead of yellow in my personal opinion when I was first putting it on. So that's why I was like, ooh child, honey, hold on, I don't know, but it's turning out to look pretty good. Let's go ahead and spray my face like I normally do. And then that SpongeBob spray, y'all, it has so much fragrance. And then we'll go ahead and sponge. Okay, so my cheek area right here, I still feel like I can see my pores and my dark spots on both sides here, so I don't know how I necessarily feel about that. I don't think I put too much powder on though, because I lightly like put powder underneath each eye, so it's not like it's a whole lot of powder on my face. So that is interesting. And the primer I used was supposed to be pore minimizing and oil and shine controlling, so I'm not understanding why I can see pores that well in here and why I can still see the dark spots on my face. But we'll see. Hopefully it changes once it warms up to my skin and I like it a little bit better. But so far I would have to like spot conceal underneath it like I do my other foundations in order for me to fully like it the way it is. But I want to try it out on its own to see how it went on its own with 2 coats as opposed to doing that, because I know everybody doesn't do that like I do that. So anyway, I will, let's zoom out. I will check in with y'all at probably like 11 o'clock tonight, because I got to get off work at 10 and I got to drive back over here. So I'll see y'all later. Okay, y'all, so I've returned after many hours of wear. Yeah, this is what our face is looking like, and I must say I am thoroughly impressed. Of course my lip is gone because I had on a mask all day, but I feel like the bronzer held up pretty well. The highlighter held up pretty well. My nose isn't super oily. My forehead is kind of oily, but and it's funny because my T-zone isn't normally really oily, but with this primer apparently my T-zone ended up getting really oily. I don't know what that's about, but okay. Let's check our under eyes. I feel like both of them look about the same, so I feel like you can pick either powder. It just depends on price point and what you want. I do feel like the Pat McGrath went on brighter, but now they look like the same to me. It doesn't look any brighter than this side through wearing it throughout the day. I have on the Vita palette on my eyes like I told you I would. I'm really in love with this bronzer combination. It is quite nice, and in the summertime, honey, I'm going to be bronzed. Now we're going to put on the shade Bronze Sugar, like I told you about earlier, just so we can see what the color looks like on some of my skin tone. So this is what it looks like. I feel like it looks really similar to, like I told you all before, Barely There. It's just giving me more of a nude, obviously bronze-ish type tone, as opposed to that more pinkier tone I swatched on my hand. You all have seen me wear Barely There with the Kylie lipstick a million times. You've seen it on my Instagram stories because it's one of my favorite lip combinations to wear. So, yeah, but I'm in love with this product. Like, this bronze looks amazing. Their lip glosses always look nice on the lips. I like the new color of the lip liner. It has that nice reddish undertone to it, and the brown that makes it bronze, and it actually looks quite nice. So it looks nice with this lip combination. It looked nice with the lip combination before it. I'm sure it looked nice with all the Juvia's Place lipsticks I already own. And overall, I'm impressed with everything. I'm really kind of confused about my forehead though, because I'm trying to understand why my T-zone is so shiny and whatnot. But again, it could be just because of that primer, because you notice everywhere else my face looks fine. My face normally doesn't get oily in the T-zone from all the stuff I normally use. So I feel like if I had used one of the primers I normally use, like the e.l.f. dupe for the Hydro Grip, or if I had used the All Nighter from Urban Decay, it probably wouldn't be oily in this area. But you know, I digress. My face looks absolutely amazing, and I will definitely be using this stuff again. So those are my thoughts on all these lovely things. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'm finna go get myself some dinner, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.